I'm your host narrator Pedro. To the background music you're listening to is LIQWYD Artist from Audio Library YouTube. More in the description below. These are the extras that I'm going to be showing what the workbook can do. As you can see, let's start with the top. You have the exchanges. If you were to go in here and remove some of these, let's say we're gonna let's copy and paste real quick. Let's remove these ones and let's change this to euro. Now once we go into the mass control and make those changes, we click the little home and it's going to calculate the whole workbook. Now remember, clicking the blue icons, whether it's home or the pigs, it just does the calculations for that worksheet coordinating to where you're going. It also takes you to that worksheet. Clicking the question marks just takes you to that worksheet without doing the calculations. As you can see, since I changed the currency, it changes the symbols. It does that throughout the whole workbook. Now, your currency conversion, that you would only have to touch one time. So when you start out this workbook, make sure it's selected to whatever currency that you're using throughout the workbook. Because once you change it, it only changes the symbol. It doesn't do the conversion. However, the only time it does conversions is for your current price, because that is pointing data. But as you can see, since we removed some of the exchanges, it got rid of them up here and it doesn't show up here. As for other cool trick, if you go back in there, you remove everybody. Now you remove everybody and you're just trying to use this just for you. As you can see, it has your name here. Kevin is still there. Your name here, and it still has Kevin over here. However, once we click the home, since we went to the master controls and got rid of the other fam people or friends, however you want, what the workbook is going to do is going to hide everything associated to fam and just have yours. So it's calculating and boom, your name here is gone. And now you know that since it's your portfolio, you have your calculations here. Obviously, since Kevin's still on the transaction, so it shows here. And the other fam member is gone here because they're no longer existent from the master control. As well as you can see, since we got rid of some of the exchanges, since we still have them on here, it's still going to populate. It's still going to show on there, but it's not going to be color coded. We go back to our bank transfers. It's gone over here too. Well, almost all of them. This one just needs to go away. Format. Let me hide that very quick. It's a simple rule where it just hides everything. I'll hide that here in a bit, but everything is going to be hidden. And then additional things that you can do in the master control is well, just a reminder, you have your taxes. Once you change those taxes, it only it updates over here for you, tax dues percentage here and there. For anybody else, it has this own little column over here. Let's put them back. Let's put Kevin back and some of the other exchanges. Ooh. So we'll put Kevin back. And if you decide to start fresh, like this whole workbook is filled or it's a new year, The data that you will be inputting in these boxes are coming straight from here, so you don't have to go and hunt them down. But in case you do, it does tell you where the data is being pulled from. And all you're gonna do is literally just copy and paste these numbers over here. And once you do that, it's just gonna transfer those numbers so you can get your accurate gains or losses. And down here we also have the definitions between the quantity for unique ID and total quantity assets. It's telling you what the big difference is. Take a second to read that if you like. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or just DM me. Now going back to the portfolio, click the home so we can recalculate everything. It's recalculating. Now the cool other thing here, as you can see, we no longer have 5. Now it's still in our transactions worksheet, so it still exists, but since we already sold everything from a unique ID number 5, it disappears from your portfolio. Now that doesn't mean we can't pull it up still. Oh, I must have stopped the calculator. Yeah, I stopped the calculations, my bad. Okay, let's take a click something. But if we go to number 5, well, I don't have number 5. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 3, 4. Let's go to number 11 then. Let's do number 11. Let's sell everything from 11. And I'll see what I'll show. I'll show what I mean. We sell everything, print that to USD. Calculate. Now once we sell everything from 11, 11 is gonna disappear from the portfolio because we sold all the unique. We bought 200 and sold 200. Takes a couple seconds to calculate. Computer's a bit slower, but hey, it does the job. And the music in the background is called Play It Safe by LAQWD. It's a pretty good song. Once it's done calculating, so you can see number 11 is no longer on the portfolio sheet. Here it grays out telling you, hey, it doesn't exist. It's still gonna show up right here saying, hey, 11 is mana, but since we sold it, it's grayed out. So all you do is just delete it. Boom. It's gone, everything's gone, you don't have to worry about. Now the cool thing about this is if this is, once you click delete, it's gonna calculate and it makes the adjustments and deletes. Since this is automatically filters, if you put, let's say 100 here, it's gonna automatically go down once it calculates. Now this whole workbook automatically calculates every 10 minutes, as well as post the current price every 10 minutes. So as you can see, 10 is there and it's under here. And now it's gonna sort as soon as I calculate this sheet. Another cool thing is it won't allow you to do doubles. So let's case 10, 10 and saying, hey, you have double here. You have to get rid of whichever one you want to calculate, because right now it's calculating this one, not this one, because it's a double. Let's see. So we'll calculate that in a bit, actually. calculate sheet. We're just going to do this sheet real quick. Let's go over here real quick. So if you click that, it's going to bring you back here and it tells you the definition of the quantity, unique, and total quantity asset if you need further explanation, as I said earlier. But let's click the house. So that way it can calculate everything. Now the music in the background is called A Day in My Life as a music producer. And that's alright. YouTube has a lot of background music so that can be used for videos like this. Now if you recall, the 100 was here and now got brought down to the bottom. So it does filter automatically from high to lowest. And remember, your name got brought up here because Kevin came back into the picture and Kevin's there as well. Now this hasn't changed. Well, we got rid of Judy, so yeah, pie chart. Now remember, once you put your starting fresh and you put these numbers over here, you gotta put all this is gonna be as coin deposit because you're bringing it over. And the coin deposit, that information is just obtaining from here. You take out that and just transfer over and do as a coin deposit as to what the price you put. So example, since transferring Ethereum, here it says we purchased for 1,000. You do the coin deposit for whatever Ethereum is over here. So you would do number, you can give whatever unique number you want. It's a new one, since starting a whole new workbook. You put Ethereum, the date purchase, and total quantity asset because it's already been used. You're not going to use this one because that's not how much you have total Ethereum. You use this one now. The average cost, so you put that for the cost. That way that this number transfers over. And that's pretty much it for your coin deposit when you start a whole new workbook. Just remember, on each worksheet you do only have to fill in the blue columns. Calculators on each worksheet turns on the calculations, turns it off. You can't filter. You have your average cost. Well, not the average cost. Your average price purchase, which just takes straight from your portfolio and does here to make the calculations how much you made before taxes. The taxes come into play once you go into your bank transfer over here, and it does all the calculations up here. As you can also see, you have your snapshot of what you have for each person. Transfers over to here, and each little section has its own little question, disclaimer to where you can read more about it. And those are extras of the Crypto DI workbook. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it, because all you're doing is just fitting out the blue columns. You have a total of 5 here, and then the rest is just data that's being pulled from each workbook. Now this workbook is micro enabled, so it does use coding, and this is all it is. It's pretty much 10 different worksheets. As you can see, you literally have absolutely nothing. It's just the basics, calculations, and this will be for you to view once you get the workbook. And all it is just simple calculations. Not everything has coding inside it because it doesn't require it. The most one is the pigs because they are calculating the sheets, and all this simple calculations that is being conducted. Calculate for the calculators, update all, update transaction, which I never end up using, but it's still there. And that is the coding. Everything else will be locked, so that way you don't accidentally delete it. And since this is a purchased product, there's no need for you to go into it. All you gotta do is just fill out the blue columns in each worksheet. And then with an exception to this one too, this one you don't have to fill out, it does the auto calculations for you. But if you're doing Ethereum or Bitcoin or Binance into it, you are gonna have to change the math equation like I showed in my transactions video. Your bank transfer, you have all these blue that you have to fill out. You can use the filter if you want to help you find something, and that's it. Those are the extras of the workbook. You have made it to the final video that I'll be making for this workbook. Congratulations and enjoy trading. Crypto is interesting. There are some ups and downs, but if you can stomach the volatility, it's gonna make your life different. Change it. Hopefully for the best. Take care.